So now, if we need to have double quotes in string itself, let's say something like this, right? Python will start a string from first quote, then whenever second one comes, it will automatically treat that as a one string. And if we need to consider the second one as part of the string, we should tell Python some way that don't treat that as an end. We tell Python using the escape character. If you give that escape character, then Python will not consider that as a end string. Execute and we get Python. I think it's somewhere. Yeah, it's here. Python, then the whatever double quotes we have and class. Same way, even single quote also. Then, if you want a new line in string, right? Then slash n works as a new line. Slash t is a table space. And if you want two slashes, sorry, one slash in your text, in your string, then we should mention two. Then Python will understand, okay, he is instructing me to escape the next character and treat that as a normal one. So that is how it will get only one slash. So save, print, we see here Python, we got here wherever it meets the slash n, it breaks the line as a new line. Then world, then this slash t is a tape space we got here. Next, at the end, we got only one slash. There are slash w is also, I think, one special character. Let's see if I remember correctly. Doesn't look like. No, it's not even. Wherever it treats a special, there we have to use this. I think there is u. Yeah, you see now color has changed, right? So suppose if your uh, data is having, okay, unique something, right? And if you want to have the slash also, it becomes a special character like unicode, I think. If you have this slash u, which means unicode, and this is an incomplete one, that is why we are getting this error. Okay, we execute, we get that. See, unicode escape. The slash u means unicode escape, cannot decode bytes in position. Such cases, if you want to use both, right? If you add one more, then it will treat that as one particular string and remaining will follow as it is. You may face these issues if you get some kind of text in your whatever input data from files or DB. Okay, and there is one more way that is introduced in a recent version of Python. If you keep R in the beginning, which means I'm telling Python this is raw string. Don't consider anything, any special characters here. It is raw. Let me keep N also, T also. Then, okay, let me keep a space. Then double slash also. Let me print. You see, as it is we got. Because we are keeping R here and telling Python this is a raw string. Whatever I'm keeping here, just take as it is. This is very useful, raw string. We will not need to have those headaches keeping two slashes, everything. Yeah. So that's about escape character.
Last string. This is
Uh,
only to, or it's being used only with variables
string,
or
string,
any.
string. We can use this with the
Okay,
string
strings.
when we are defining any strings, right? If
Mm-hmm.
we want to tell this is a raw string, then we should use R. For
Okay.
integer floats and all, this is not applicable. Even
Okay.
any escape characters, those things are not applicable for integers and floats.
Not even with the print also, right?
No, in the
while you printing.
when you are printing a string, yes, you can still use. Let's say I can print as it is like this, because instead of assigning to variable here, I am directly keeping inside print. This is
Okay.
still valid.
Okay. So the uh, whatever objects you wanted to declare inside the print, everything will go as a.
Print basically what it does, whatever print is getting, it will print, right? Whether it comes through variable or it comes directly, it doesn't matter to print. If you are giving name means it is actually getting through your memory address, this value. And if you are giving that value direct, it is already having this, right? It will just print. So not only the string variable, anything, anywhere, if you are giving variable, that means it goes via your memory address location and find the actual text or actual data and do the operation. Here we are using print, so it is printing. If you are doing ID, right? Even if you give ID and text, right? I need to print this. Here, how we are getting address. How we are getting address? This string, where whatever we are giving, it should be stored somewhere in the RAM, right? That address it is printing directly. We are not assigning to any variable, but still it is stored somewhere to use. That's how we get the memory address. Whether you are getting through variable or direct, it doesn't matter. I hope that is clear now.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I was I was not asking this actually.
Mhm.
So in print R you give, right, in between if you give a percentile name, suppose.
Okay, you want to replace.
Yeah.
See,
So,
when you are giving
no,
raw
no, I mean to
string,
say in the same line, Python's, then before slash you need, if you give a percentile name.
okay, something like this. Or you want to give anything
No,
name.
no, I want yes.
Yeah, okay, fine. This is raw string. As it is, it will come, whatever we are giving.
Mm,
It won't
okay,
consider anything as special inside this. Everything is
okay,
raw only.
okay.
Okay. I think we are good with the escape character, unless anyone has any other questions. Okay. Then we will continue with operators. We have seen arithmetic operators. That is like mathematics, what we have, right? Addition, subtraction, modulus, exponential, flow, division. Then we have seen assignment operators also, where we will just have equal to that assigning a value to variable, then plus equal to, which means adding any value to the variable. So it actually works this way in the behind x equal to x plus 3. The same with all other assignment operators. Then after assignment operators, we have comparison operators. So we do comparisons, right? We have seen in mathematics, how do we compare equal, a equal to b? But here we are giving two equal. Why are we using two equal to here, not single one? Because single one is already used here as a assignment operator. So it's not available to use. That is why here the two equal to is treated as a equal operator. So when you want to compare two values, two objects, we have to use double equal to sign. Same way, if you want to check not equal to, then exclamatory and equal to. Greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. These are same as like how we have seen in our mathematics. Okay. Now let's see with an example. So if you see, right, first one, 9 equal to 6, that is false. Then 9 not equal to 6, we got true. The same way 9 greater than 6, so true, less than 6 false, greater than or equal to 6 true. It basically written either true or false because we are comparing two values. That is all about the comparison operators. Next we have logical operators. When you want to combine one or more such comparisons, right? We use the logical operators in between. So and, or, we have also not. Not is to negate. If we are getting true, it will convert it to false, and if it is false, it will convert it to true. One note that a and the and symbol are not same. Okay, this and symbol is used for different purpose that we will see. The same applies to or also. Or and this or symbol are not same. Logical operators in the sense only this a and d, or and not. Now let's see with some examples. Okay, so now we are taking two conditions like this: num1 equal to num2 and num2 is not equal to num3. Right, I should print something here. Okay, so you see here now num1 equal to num2. What is num1 value? 6, 9, 6, right? 9 equal to 6 is false. Num2 is not equal to num3 is true. False and true will become false. That is why we are getting false here. Then we can see R. It is just if one of the condition is true, then it becomes true. That is what we see here. True. Negate also same way. If you are keeping not, see first we have seen as a false here, right? This one. So if I am applying not, sorry, to that, it becomes true. You see now it has become true true because this condition is true and this is also true. And most importantly, chaining. If you have multiple conditions like this, imagine we have conditions like this. Okay, num1 equal to num2 or num2 is not equal to num3 and so in these three conditions. Okay, for me what I am thinking while writing this is, okay, first execute these two with and when I get the result out of these two, that result and first condition I should do with R. That is what intention I have. Okay, but how would Python know whether it should consider these two as one condition and execute it first and join that result with this? We are not indicating anyway, right? It is possible in other way also. Okay, first I want to execute these two as one, then the result join with this. These two are possibilities, right? So we can tell to Python what we want to execute first with the braces wrapping around. If you look at these two, right? These two are different conditions, right? First execute this. I want to keep AND between these two, then the result are with first condition. In the second case, first two you execute with R, then you join with AND, the last one. So let's see the result. So you see here true and true. How we got true and true? Num1 equal to num2. This is false. Then num2 not equal to num3. That is true. Then num3 is less than num1. That is also true, right? So this is false and this is true. So it becomes true. That is why we see here. The same way, this is becoming true, right? This is becoming false. False or true become true. This whole thing is true and this is also true. That is why even second one also became true. Basically, we can add braces to tell Python clearly, okay, go by this order.
What it is doing if you don't give up braces?
It doesn't know. You can't expect which result. Even I'm not sure in which order it goes. Like both were giving same result, right? We should go with something
Hmm.
else. Let's go with equal to and see what happens. Even someone looks at the code also it's not clear, right? So it is giving false, which means this is false, and num2
This is
equals
false.
this is also false. This is true.
Now, some-
This is true, right? So maybe these two would have executed first. Okay, let's do one thing. We'll keep and here or here. Hmm. So maybe it is going by the order.
Mhm.
Okay, it goes from left to right. Maybe you can imagine that way. Okay, this
Mhm.
is false. False and false become false. Then false are true, right? That is why we got true.
Mhm. Okay.
Yeah. Basically, we should use braces. That's all about logical operators. Then we have membership operators. Suppose, let's say you have a string. Later we will see data structures, right? If you want to check any one character or multiple character are part of the string, we use the membership operators. It is only in and not in. So in is to check whether it is there, and not in is to check whether it's not there. So for example here, right? LL. I want to check if LL is part of this name string. The same way this triple L is not in the name. Let me just print this. Now you see here we got hello world. In the hello world, LL in name, that is first condition, became true. Then triple L, not, it's not in, right? That is why we got true again. If you give LL, then it becomes false because it is there. You see here it has become false. That is about the membership operators. Next, identity operators. This is low priority, not used that much in real time. So identity operator is to check if both both whatever we are checking, right, are same objects. When I say same object, both should have same address location, both belong to same memory location in the RAM. Then only this is will give us the true. Okay. For example, now I'm defining this variable name with name Sharat, then name one also same, right? But I'm defining two different variables, right? Let's see how this name one is name one gives. You see what it gave is true. This is what we printed here. Okay. Why it is giving true? Though we are defining two different variables. If you check their memory locations, right, it will be same. You see two memory locations, name and name one, right? Both are exactly same. That is why this identity operator is giving you true. We have
Equal to is
already
also
e
equal to, not equal to.
equal to is to compare the values. Is
Mm.
to check both are same objects or not. Okay. So in this case, even value is also same, right? When is giving true, which means your equal to also will become true because it is the same object itself, right? So that means same value will be there. Now I'll show you one more
Mm.
example, then you will understand better. Okay, just remember that this is a immutable object, which means once you define, you cannot change the data. That is called immutable. So what Python does, when you assign this Sharath to name, it is storing in this location, right? And you are again using the same value and defined one more variable. So Python already know, okay, I already have this data in memory. Why should I keep one more memory for the same thing which cannot be modified? So what it does, it refers name one also to the same location. So though these two are two different variables, they are actually pointing to same location. That is when this is will give you true. Now let's look at one more example. Okay, this is a list in Python which is mutable. Mutable in the sense which can be altered. You can change the value of the list anytime. Okay, we will see that in next lectures. But just this is a list. We are assigning same thing to A and same thing to B. Now let's check what A is B gives. You see A is B is giving false. And you are asking right equal to. Now let's check A equal to B. What happens? You see A equal to B is giving the true because equal to will compare only values. What values my A is having, what values my B is having. Wherein A is actually checks whether both are same objects, both are referring to same memory location or not. If you print now, right, ID of A and B, you save, execute. Yeah. You see now these two are two different locations. That is why B is giving the false. Got it? The difference between is and equal. This compare only value, but it actually
Yes.
checks whether this is same object or not. Okay. That's about identity operator. The last one is bitwise, very low priority. I haven't used any time in real time, and I haven't seen also this in real time, but you should be aware of it. So let's go ahead. There are four. This is and symbol. You remember I was telling in compare, logical operators, right? That and symbol is not same because this is used for bitwise comparison. Okay, we have bitwise and bitwise are XOR not. So how it works? Whatever numbers we are giving, right? It converts into bits like this. We are doing 6 and 3 right here. 6 bits is this and 3 bits is this. So and it actually goes through each bit. When both are having 1, the result will be 1. Or either of 1 is 1, then it gives 1. XOR, if either of the one is 1, then only it gives, which means in XOR you get 1 here, you get 0 here, you get 1 here. I'm copying. So what happens? 0, 1, 0. This is what happens in bitwise and because when both are 1, then only it becomes 1. Here, this is bitwise R, where if at least 1 is 1, then if that becomes 1. This one is XR, that is our cap. I don't know what character it is. Okay, it is here. Cap, that is caret, right? Caret symbol. So the last one is it will just negate, invert all the digits. So this invert you can apply to only one digit, not for both. If you are applying to 6, this will zeros will become 1 and 1 will become 0. So this value is equivalent to 2. When we execute, we get output as a 2. I'm not sure what is the value of this. We can check that using R symbol, and we can also check this using caret symbol. Yeah, you see 2. This is belong to 2 and this is belong to 7 and this is belong to 5. That is what the bitwise operators. It actually works on the bits. It's not that important. Yeah. Okay. That's all in the operators.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because actually did not understand, but I mean, if you don't feel it's not required, you can move on. But if you scroll down a bit,
Hmm.
how did you say 2, 7?
Yeah,
5
that for that we need to understand the bits, how they are converting. I think it starts from this one, right? First place is 1. Okay, let me, I think I remember this. Okay, it starts from like this, right? First is 1, then 2, then 4, then 8, then 16. Okay, so like that we have, I think the digit starts, right? So how I am telling it is true is, it is 1 is given only at second place, right? For this remaining and all 0, right? So basically you take this digit into 1, next this digit into 2, next this into 4, and you add that some product we have to do, right? And how I am telling this is 7, because first 3 we are having 1 1 1, right? So 4 plus 2 plus 1, that is what, 7. And how this is 5? It is only 4 and 1. 4 plus 1 is 5. Got it? You remember the 2 to the power of 0,
I,
2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 3. So that numbers we have to take. Clear, or still any
yeah,
confusion?
yeah, clear. I understand. But I think I remember this. What you considering that
Bit.
each bit is it?
Yeah, 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 correct.
Okay. Something I remember one character contains each 8 bits. Something.
That depends on our RAM, right?
Mm.
16 bit, sorry, 32 bit, 64 bit, that operating system will be there, no?
Mm-hmm.
So depends on that.
Sharon, you got it. Well, I forgot this. Man, there is a subject. I mean, there is a topic in our.
Yeah, correct,
I don't.
mathematics.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Somehow I recollected how these numbers were, but not that
Okay.
important to worry.
Okay. I mean, like, in real time, I don't know where
No,
we'll get this
no, no,
kind of
no,
stuff.
no. I never
No, right?
seen so far, and I never used so far.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then ignore, ignore.
Yes. Okay.
If
Now,
something comes up, we call Sharon directly.
yeah. Yes, always welcome. Not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's start with the important topic, control flow. So let's take an real time case where one university has different buildings. Okay. So first year, let's say, first let's consider there are 4 buildings, 4 years, right? So you are asking user enter your year, and based on that we should tell user, okay, go to this building, go to building something, right? um, Save, execute. Okay, which year? I'm telling 1. So now it is telling XX, right? So basically I should fill something there. We have 4 buildings, 1 2 3 4, right? Now I should check somehow what is this year user is entering. Based on that only I have to give the print. For that we should check somehow, we should control the flow of the code. That is why it is called control flow, and we does that using the if else condition. How? If syntax will be if is a word keyword, then what condition you want to write, you can write the condition, then with colon, this is what you have to end with. Now let's write here, okay, year he is entering, I am checking with 1. Why I am keeping in string 1 here? Because by default we gets that as a string here, right? So now you see, when I keep single equal to, it is giving error. You remember, for equal it is double equal. Now as I enter here, you see where my cursor is going. My cursor is not going to the beginning, but it is somewhere in the middle, right? Why? It actually left 4 spaces before this. That is called indentation. indentation in Python. So if using the indentation, Python knows that okay, this statement, whatever we are writing here, this is belong to this if condition. How many ever statements you write? Statement in the sense any Python code we write. This all comes under that particular if condition. When it finds a statement without the indentation, that is end of that if condition. Not only if condition, loops, functions, many things follows the indentation concept. So all statements which are under that particular one with the indentation belong to that particular condition. When next statements comes without the indentation, it ends before that. Clear on the syntax? Just simple how Python knows these statements are belong to this if condition. It checks with this indentation.
So you mean if we don't give the space, then it will not consider as in the
Exactly.
condition.
It won't consider that statement belong to that if condition. Okay, now let
Okay.
me execute this. Okay, if year is 1, then we are telling him okay, go to building 1. Now let's execute. Okay, I think first one I should have commented. That's okay. See, first this ignore because this is because of the first one. Next, go to building 1. I gave the wrong spelling also. That's okay. So because this condition is satisfied, this was executed. And the
Mhm.
last one end, it is not belong to this if condition. It gets always executed. Now let's see. We have seen now one. Okay, we have given one condition. Okay, it is meeting. Fine. What if that condition is not meeting?
No, no. What if the
Condition
indentation is not there, like for the 14th line?
indentation is there, right? 14th line.
No, if it is not there, just you remove that, then it's
Actually, if condition expects at least one statement, at least one. Okay, there
okay.
is some
Can you?
dummy. There is some dummy that is called pass. You
No,
can
if
use
it is not pass or anything, I mean, what will happen?
if it is not.
I mean, there is nothing with the indentation.
That means
Just
it will always execute.
no, Srikant, it is like, I mean, sorry to cut you, sir.
No problem.
It is like getting into if loop. So if you want to get into if, so it is like uh, statement one, substatement of a statement is what? I mean, what do you call a substatement? When you write an email, a substatement you make, right? Header, subheader. So
Yeah.
yeah, subheader is pass. So if you want to get into pass, I mean, if you want to get into if loop, then you have it expects a subheader. So
Okay,
if
నా క్వశ్చన్ ఏంటంటే వాట్ ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ గివ్ ఎనీథింగ్ లైక్
If you don't
what will
anything
happen?
under if,
Yeah. No, no,
nothing.
no. You remove the pass. Remove the pass.
No, you cannot do that because if at least need one statement.
Okay, it will throw error. You will.
Because you are writing one condition, you added this colon at the end, right?
Mm,
It is expecting a
correct.
continuation. There is no
Can you
continuation
run?
here.
I mean, I just want to see like what.
It will
What
throw error. Invalid syntax or expected and indented block.
invalid syntax.
You see the
Okay,
indented
okay,
block
okay.
is expected.
Understand. Okay,
Okay,
okay.
now when we give year one, okay, we have seen it is going to that, and let's give two and see. This statement is not executed, right? Go to building one. This is skipped because this condition was false. But you see, this is printed, right? Because this is not under any condition. It will always get executed. So now in our two case, now we need next one, right? So
Mhm.
we can actually write one more. If here is equal to 2, you can say 2, right? If you say 2, well and good, it is executed. It is saying go to building. But um, let's execute this again. 1, we got go to building 1. So here let's understand how flow executed. When we give 1, it comes here and it checks, right? So here equal to 1, okay, condition is met, and this has printed this. After that, do we need to check whether the year equal to 2 or not? Ideally no, right? Because we have seen already, okay, he has entered year 1, it's already met. There is no point in executing following steps. Okay, which means we are telling, if this is true, you execute this, and this is false, then only you go to next condition. Otherwise, I don't want you to go. For that, only what how we can tell Python is else. Else in the sense, when previous condition is not met, then only you come here. If previous condition is meeting, don't come. There is no else if syntax in Python. It is if, which means you check for this condition first. If it is not meeting, then only come here and check. Otherwise, don't come here, end here only. This way, we are saving the computation, right? In the earlier example, if you just keep if, it always go and check everything because there is no linkage between those conditions. When we keep if, which is nothing but else if, when first condition is false, then only it will come and verify the second one. That is important. You don't see any difference in the output, but the way it executes differs. In this case, it wouldn't have checked this condition at all. The loop is ended here only. Got it? Else if what? The same thing you can do. You can keep next one as, see again indentation how we are following. This elif is without indentation because this is a different condition. Under this statement is following indentation again. The same thing with next one. The same thing with next one. And finally, okay, when you were done checking all the conditions and you want to keep some default one, okay, when nothing is met, you want to keep one default one. You can say go to whatever 4, right? So it will first come here, check. If it is false, go to next one, false, go to next one, false. Then finally else. When nothing is meeting, this will be executed. That is what else is used for. So sometimes if you have only two conditions, right? Either if or else. You don't need to keep elif. You can remove elif and keep only if and else like this. That is also possible. Now let's execute this and enter. I will enter, let's say 4, and see how it happens. So I'm entering 4. It is telling go to 4, right? Now it is very valid that user can enter anything, right? He can enter 123 also. Still, it is giving go to 4 because this is a default one we are keeping, right? So such cases, what we can do, we can actually handle 4 also here, okay? And else you say
Invalid.
invalid year, right? This way we are only allowing 4 things. If he is entering 5, you will say okay, it's invalid.
So if it is given string or something.
Sorry, anything apart from 1 2 3 4, everything going here. Whatever he is
Oh,
entering, even
okay.
string, because we are comparing the value, right? You see here also it is invalid here. And we have seen that method, right? What is that method? Um if year dot is digit, we have seen this method, right? So how do we negate the condition? Using the not, which means if it is only digits, then it becomes true, right? When it is true, we are making it false. And when we are entering some text here, this becomes false, right? Since I am keeping not,
Hmm.
then it becomes true. Basically, this condition is will meeting when user is entering non-number. Here only I can tell, okay, only numbers are allowed, right? So if I do something, right, you see, only numbers are allowed. Now, if he is entering only if he is not entering number, still see the remaining part executed and we got invalid here, right? We can actually stop here only. We don't want to execute this. How we can do? We can actually keep a else block. That means when the above condition is false, then only you come and execute this. But as we write else, right, it expects the indentation again. That is why it is showing this red mark here. So whatever you want to execute under this, right, that has to follow the indentation. So again, I can keep all this with the indentation like this. So whatever statements following the indentation under else, they all belong to this particular block. Under this, again you are following one more indentation. That means this print is belong to this condition and these two belong to this condition. This is called nesting. You can do the nesting conditions also with the indentations like this. As Bharat was telling, right? If I'm right, the sub points. This is main, then sub, then sub, then sub. The nesting is unlimited. There is no limit. You can keep going this way. You can keep one more if condition here. Okay, write something, then again follow indentation. This is all allowed. And not only with if conditions, when we see loops, functions, everywhere indentation only followed. So
Can we use end if?
no, there is no end concept here. Whenever
Okay.
it finds another statement without the indentation, right? That is else.
Mhm.
So this statement is end for the main if else block. This is main if else block, right? And
Mhm.
for this is for this if elif else block, also this is the end. Suppose if you are typing something here, right? Let's say, okay, print. This is if elif else end. This comes under this else. Okay. With this statement, the main if else block is not ended because this is still having indentation. But if you look at
Mhm.
inside the if elif else block, right? This block is ended because on the same column or same level we have one more statement, right? Without indentation. Got it? This is inner if end here. Here outer if end. So now if you execute, right? If you are not entering a numbers, you will not see that last one what we have seen that invalid here because we are executing that block of code now only under else. And if you enter number now only it will get executed. Let me enter, let's say 5. See now it is printing invalid here. It is not printing even this also because it is a number. Clear on nesting if and else and elif. We use this lot because it's all control flow, right? In real time based on the data we take some actions. And let's now assume we have departments also inside, each year, ECA, CSC like that. Okay. So that time we'll also ask user to enter branch also. All right. Enter branch. So now when it is year one, again you have to check whether this guy is belong to which branch, right? So if branch equal to, I'm just keeping it as let's say CSE, and then I'll tell him, okay, go to one CS, right? This is how I can keep a nesting. Only when this condition is met, go and check for this condition. So let me save and execute. I'm entering 1, then I'm entering CSE. You see now, go to building 1S. Similarly, you can write again here, one more elif. Okay, when it is ECE, okay, you go to ECE. So this way you can actually write any number of conditions. So let me execute now. Let's say I'm entering 1, I'm entering ECE. We did not get any output. You see that? Go to building 1 EC has not come. The reason, we entered this in the capsule, but we are actually comparing here with the small. So how do we handle such cases? Hello, you guys there, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
yeah.
I'm just cross checking. Okay. Now, when we get value from user, right? When we are comparing, we can actually converting it to lower. So it doesn't matter what user is entering, I'm always converting to lower. This is a string method. Then comparing with a lower value. So it always matches, right? If the letters are correct, irrespective of the case, uppercase, lowercase, it will always match. This is how the string methods will help us. Now, one, if I enter
Maybe we can
EC,
use a operator there,
yeah, you see
logical
now,
operator.
exactly. You see now, go to building 1C. Though we entered in capital, we converted to lower, then compare. This is how real time we do, because we can't expect external systems to follow the one thing, right? They can enter in any way. So same thing here.
So we can write this, right? A branch lower or branch upper.
Yes, anything. If you can keep upper here, right? You have to keep upper
No, no, I
here.
mean to say within if condition,
Hmm.
logical operator.
That also you can do. So I understood this one. Or you are telling one more condition, right?
Mm.
Yes, that is also allowed. You see, this also will work. What if they are entering one letter in small, one letter in big?
Yeah.
That becomes
So
a
Mm.
good that
problem,
if
right?
you convert it to small or
No, no.
capital.
Even I thought like a branch dot lower
Uh,
method or branch dot upper in a
ah,
one
that
with a
is not
logical operator.
required, no?
Not required అవసరమే కదా.
That is not required.
లోవర్ అంటే
Mm-hmm.
కన్వర్టింగ్ రైట్.
Okay, okay, we're converting. Mhm.
Both will meet always, right? If you are converting to upper here and comparing and lower there comparing, both will always meet. We don't need that.
Mhm. Eh,
Yeah. So same method, like same way, if there are any spaces are coming in, they are entering spaces, right? Let's say example here one, I'm just entering a space, okay? Then EC, then spaces. It will not now match because I entered the spaces. And we have seen, right, how to remove the spaces. That is strip. First you do strip, then convert to upper. What happens? It will first remove the spaces, then convert that to upper, then it will compare. You see, now it is saying go to building 1C. This is how we can use string methods and nested if conditions one under one like this. Okay. Any other doubts here? If else, if indentation means it's always four spaces by default. Okay. You may see two spaces some places, like Databricks follows two spaces as indentation. Even that will also work. Now here I gave four spaces, right? So if I give two also it will work. But that is not a good practice to follow. It is giving some suggestion, right?
This is something
Indentation is
different to
not,
the
uh,
normal shell scripting and all. Like they
yeah,
won't follow it. Shell.
exactly. It is still allowed, but it's not a good practice.
Yeah.
Okay. I think this is covered. Okay. Now there is something called shorthand if. Okay. shorthand if, or it is also called one line if condition. Okay. Now consider this example. I don't know why it is showing red mark. Consider this. When gender is F, I should print female. When gender is M, I should print male. That is what I have to do. This is my task. So now let's print. Okay, this is still executing. Okay, I got female here. No, why two times? Because of this. Just put something here. Array, yeah, this is still coming. Okay, now because of F, we got female. So when he's entering M, we got male. So when the rules, there are some rules to follow for shorthand if or one-liner if. The rule says same variable should be used in if and else. You are having one if condition and one else. Inside that, you are using only same variable, only one variable, that is the same variable, and it is having some value. And it should only have one if and one else. It should have only one if and one else, and in both it should be only one variable, right? Now let's see how we can convert that. First, under if condition, whatever you are doing, right? Copy that with a space, you add the if condition. Okay. Now what we are telling Python, to my gender full variable assign male string if this condition is true. Okay, you are telling me when this condition is meeting, okay, asking me to assign male to this variable. Okay, well and good, I will assign. But what if this condition will fail? What should I do? Because you are telling me to assign this variable in any case, and you are giving me only one condition, which is wrong. So give me when this condition is not true, what should I do? That is what else. Else, what you want me to assign to this variable? In the else part, whatever we are assigning, right? This you take here. Now the statement meaning is assign male to this variable if this condition is true. If this condition is not true, you assign the value which I have given after else. This is what single
Suppose
line if condition.
any other than M, even F, P, K, anything else, it will give female.
Because it is else, right? So it will be
Yeah.
default print female.
So it doesn't require the semicolon. Huh?
No, no, because this is single line, right? There is no
Oh.
continuation or indentation here, right? Because everything we are
Mhm.
doing in single line.
And in the end also no need. Okay.
Nothing required, only this much.
But it checks only the small m, right?
I mean, we are giving this condition here. You can give whatever condition. We can even
For
give
the
multiple conditions,
mm,
as you said, right? We can
acceptable.
give equal to m. Sorry, double equal
Gender.
to. Yeah, you can give this
Gender,
value.
right?
Yes. Let me comment this part and my bad. It's not full. It is gender.
Gender.
So
Or
if
you
you
can do the conversion also. Right? Oh, you cannot do.
so here it is m, right? So I should change it to m here. And this is always killing us. Okay, just comment this. Okay, now saved. I'm giving m here. Okay, and executing this. Now you see we got male. Not only m, if we give anything else apart from that, it gives the female because that is what we kept in the else part. Yeah, this is the this you will see in real time. People use a lot.
Mhm.
because you are reducing 4 lines to 1 line, right? So you are cutting 75% of code. So logically it is same, but if somebody look at the code, it will be like minimal lines.
Mm.
Yeah, that's about
So
shorthand if.
what do you call this?
One
This
liner if
if
or shorthand if.
one
Okay,
layer
yeah,
if
or shorthand if.
second.
Yeah.
So only single quotes we need to use, right? Like double quotes also can we
Huh, string. This is
use?
string, no? String you can use anything.
Mhm.
This is a string. See, not only string, I can assign 1, 2, right? And here I can assign 3, 4.
No, no, no. The string for string usually we use double quotes, right? Double.
Both single,
And
double,
use
both
both single.
So I mean,
real time.
in if string if condition you can use both, right?
Huh, yes.
Single double.
We're actually comparing this with a string value. So string can be in any way. Single quote, double quote, triple quote.
Okay.
Yeah. We can even